What is up, guys? NYKia31 here, bringing you another installment of Madden 15, 16, and beyond. Talking a little bit of football 101, and in particular, talking about counters, counter defense. We've all seen this lunacy. If you had to ask me my top three least favorite things about the game, in no particular order, I would say, well, in order, the physics. That's number one. That's my least favorite thing about the game. Number two is this lunacy of how the end man on the line of scrimmage reacts to counters. As you see my end man in a 3-4, in this case, the outside backer, standing as if to contain and allowing himself to get kicked out to open a running lane. That's number two. Number three would be inconsistent pass leading ability, pass control ability. I'm not touching Quentin Copels, and you're just seeing him just sit there, stand there in this case, waiting for a pulling lineman to kick him out, and away you go. I don't want to see that anymore. Now, let's do a little bit of instruction and, first of all, break down what the counter is designed to do and why this is nuts and how it can be fixed. Now, believe it or not, as silly as this looks right here, this is actually 3/4 right. The way a counter is designed to be run, you're blocking the backside. You double team the nose, whether he's in a 3-4 or 4-3. You double team that interior tackle on the play side, and you want to, at most or at worst, neutralize him and keep him stalemated. And then you see the guy release for a second level block. Fullback leads play side to take up the backer, and in the real world, this would be, depending on how he's aligned, a down block on the end, depending on the front, the alignment, formation, this, that, and the other. And that would leave this defender initially unblocked, but that's not going to be a problem. He's going to have company really soon in the form of a man mountain, 320-pound plus mass of humanity running full steam ahead. So all that's well and good. And defensively, you actually have pretty decent flow to the ball once they recognize misdirection. But the issue here is this madness. And what happened was, a couple of years ago, guys are complaining, we can't run counters. We can't run counters. Counters are broken. We can't run them. No, you could run counters. What you people were doing were trying to run them like damn toss sweeps. Got a nice little alley to run through here. But what people were trying to do, they were trying to take it all the way outside with their speed backs. So when they were doing that and getting crushed, they were complaining that counters are broken. Now, I mentioned that this is 3/4 of the way there. When the end man on the line of scrimmage recognizes that he's not being blocked, he's going to look for anything, his first job when he realizes, wait a minute, I'm being unblocked, is to determine whether or not he's about to be optioned, trapped, or kicked out. Once he determines, in this case, he's going to be kicked out, his job is to meet force with force and Squeeze. Reduce the edge or reduce this angle. Meet him force and force and spill this counter to the outside. His job is to close this gap here and force the ball carrier to the outside where the backers can flow and pursue. Reduce and spill is what it's called. So it should look something like this. Here's how it should look like. Now this time I'm using him. And when I recognize its counter, I'm looking to meet force with force, reduce, and that allows backside pursuit to make the play. And that allows time for the safety, being the alley defender, to come up. But you see the difference on how that does a better job of clogging it up? That's what we need to see. That combined with line stunts and gap assignments for the linebackers. There's a really nice example of how it strung it out. Would do a great deal of good as far as defending plays like strong counters and pistol strong power. And the dreaded 0-1 trap. Like here, boom, reduce. There's no lane anymore, so he has to string it outside, and it's spilled. And pursuit's able to come. Well, Infinity Engine casualty here. But at least you can see here that I'm able to string it out. And my alley player, my safety in this case, can come up. So we need three things. One, better Infinity Engine physical interactions to prevent, friendly fire like this from occurring. And the ability to have our defender reduce and spill the counter or reduce and spill the pistol strong power. And that doesn't mean it's going to shut down the play entirely. Plays work in football for the following reasons. One, better execution than the other guy. Two, a schematic advantage over the other guy. Or three, my guy is better than your guy. You can have a play perfectly schemed, but if my player is better than the guy led up across and he beats him, not anything you can do about it. But at least, if we have, proper leverage here and proper technique to combat it, you can live with that. So, again, enough of this lunacy, the stand-up end of the line of scrimmage guy. Once he recognizes what the play is, have his play rec kick in and reduce that bad boy. And then let the personnel and talent differential play itself out. So that's a little Madden 15, 16, and beyond Football 101 segment. Hope this is useful. Hope you guys learned a little something, and I'll talk to y'all later.